Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be doing another project with alcohol inks. I'm using these four colours, which are indigo, botanical, amethyst and mermaid, to do a peacock themed design. I'll probably add in either gold ink or maybe some gold leaf depending on how things turn out. They are these colours on my sample. I'm wanting to use my blending tool with these pads and add the colour to a 20-ounce cup tumbler. Now usually I would sand my tumblers, and I would always recommend that to somebody. However, this has got a lovely smooth finish because it was designed to be able to be used for sublimation. And I'm concerned that if I sand this, that when I then add my inks, they're just all going to sort of bleed into the kind of scratch marks that are left when you sand, and then it's going to look strange and sort of liney, and you're going to be able to, all that sanding is going to be visible basically. So I think I'm just going to have a play and see what happens. If I don't sand it, I do my inks, and obviously when I'm finished then I would cover it with resin for longevity, and then try it out, use it and see if it copes without being sanded. So that's the plan. So I'm going to go and get my gloves so I don't completely stain my hands with alcohol ink, which is what I normally do, and I will see you shortly. I'm going to see how I get on with one glove on my working hand, because obviously I'll be holding the cup with my other hand and hopefully not getting alcohol on it. We'll see. So I think I'm going to sort of apply all four colours in sections all the way up, and then have a go at sort of blending them together with some extra isopropyl alcohol and see what happens. So I'll save that one for a later colour because that's got a bit of a pinky blue on it. I'm just going to add my colour onto my pad. And then just dab it onto the cup. Obviously I need to try and make sure I don't forget the bottom. But I really like the texture that this creates when you're using your little pads like this. You have to give it quite a good firm kind of dab. It might be better if I had a bit more ink onto the pad here. I'll just yes, if necessary I could add a tiny bit of alcohol on there, but we'll see how this does. We just get the bottom bit covered like this. Hopefully you're seeing, not just seeing the top of my hand, because that's not very helpful. Not entirely sure how much depth I want, and obviously I will kind of be blending them out a bit, so it doesn't matter if there's some overlap. There has to be overlap, otherwise it will look a bit strange, won't it? I need to try and blend those colours in together. Right, I'm going to leave that one there. And we'll move on to mermaid. With a clean pad on my blender. And then I'm going to start not going near the previous colour, just because I want to get a good chunk of this colour on that's sort of pure this colour, pure mermaid, before I start letting the colours blend. And this is one of my favourite colours. I love this colour. I think that'll do. So then I'm just going to bring it down. Let those colours blend. I'm trying to get rid of this sort of ridgy bit here. It's been created by me going round to that bottom section. I don't mind marks, I just don't want like a one long ridge line all the way around. I'll let that dry as it is and maybe come back in later and do a little bit more blending. And then we'll move on to amethyst. And if I don't manage to get the blue on, I don't think it'll worry me too much. The indigo, it's not really blue, it's indigo. Or I might just add a bit in at the very top. I love the way that purple and the mermaid, the amethyst and the mermaid are blending. That's really pretty. This one seems to be blending better. Don't ask me why. In fact, I think that bottom's probably fine for me to stand it on now. I will just pop a bit of indigo right at the top, since I've got it out and I was preparing to. The difference may have been with the other pad that it wasn't a fresh pad. I used the one that was slightly dirty, and maybe this is where I'm going to get the ink all over my hands, because I'm going around the top edge. I'll get the dark rim around there, and then we can blend it into the amethyst. Like so. Now what I think I do want to do, she says, oh, if I can get that off my hand, is to take another clean pad. I am going to pop my other glove on and then just go in with, like I said, with isopropyl alcohol, and just try and get these colours to look much more blended than they currently do. I just need another pad, of course. Trying to get everything else of packaging. I just got a little square one here because I don't think it matters to me whether that's square or round because the actual dabber's round. I'm just squirted my alcohol all over there. And I'm just going to kind of do exactly what I was doing before, but really letting the colours kind of, I should have probably put this on something I could have turned more easily, but never mind, we'll make it work. See what I mean? So it's sort of all, they meld much more. And then we're going to come up from here into the amethyst. And again, we can bring some of that down. I might put a bit more alcohol on. I just need more hands. Right, that's a bit more alcohol on there. There we go. Lots of nice blending. You don't want any kind of harsh lines of where one colour stops and another one starts. I'm just going to take a little look. I can't turn my arm around far enough. I think I do like it and I'm very happy with it, but I prefer the kind of smaller, what's the word, smaller kind of patterning that we're getting. So I'm just going to pop, you know, down this top end of the cup rather than at the bottom. So I'm just going to pop the first green pad, botanical pad, back on with a bit of alcohol and just break up some of these larger areas. See what I mean, with more smaller areas of texture, because I'm really liking how that's looking. I'm just going to do a bit round the bottom as well, and then I might just do the same with the mermaid. Bit of alcohol. Just go into some of these larger patches, ones for better description, and texture them up a bit more. Maybe bring some bits down a bit more into there. And then I think we'll just do the same with I feel like we may have lost a bit of the amethyst. It's not the end of the world, but we'll just kind of, I think it's just the way it is, to be honest, but because of this. I think it's really because this indigo is so dark it's kind of taken over. But never mind, I'm just going to texture that up again a bit more. There is some amethyst in there, just not as much as there was originally. So I'm really happy with how this is looking, and it was really easy, requires basically no you know, kind of specialised skills. It is just playing around with colours and with the alcohol and blending things that you like together. So this will need to dry for at least 24 hours. I'll probably give it a few days before I can seal it with a bit in there, a UV protection spray, and then cover it in a couple of layers of epoxy resin. Hopefully that will come out great, and I'll be using it soon, and hopefully you found that interesting, and I will be back with you soon. Bye.